Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video today we're taking a look at this budget monitor from KTC, which is actually a 1440p 180Hz monitor for under £170, which is a pretty competitive price. So today we're going to unbox this, we're going to test it out and see if it's actually worth that money, and we're going to just overall see if this is a good monitor and if I can recommend it to you. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright guys, so inside we obviously get our HDMI cable, or this would be a DisplayPort cable, and we get our power cord as well, which the power cord will plug into this little adapter. We've got what I would expect to be our base plate for the stand, and then we've also got another part of the stand as well. And now let's open this up and have a look at the actual monitor. See, I've never owned a 27-inch monitor, so it'd be interesting to see how big it actually feels. Very sleek and thin design to it as well. That actually feels massive to me. I'm so used to 24-inch monitors. It's got like a curved backside all the way around, so really nice sleek design. And let's have a look at all the ports on here as well. So you obviously have your power, you have a USB, 2 HDMIs and a DisplayPort, and you have an earphone jack as well. And you can see here that there is a little power button. So let's go ahead and fit the stand. So it looks like it's a quick release mechanism here. So it does just clip into place, and like I said, you push this tab to release it. Inside of this big bag you also get the user guide as well. And you do get a weird looking posi screwdriver. And you get the screws to mount the actual base onto. So overall it feels pretty big to me because it's 27-inch, but I know that 27-inch is a very popular size. I really do like the very small discrete base. The ones that have the legs coming out can sometimes overlap onto your mouse pad, or if you have a smaller desk just take up too much space. So this seems like a very sturdy yet discreet base for the actual monitor. Now let's give you some information about the company. Now KTC is a company that originates from China. They're quite well known in the Chinese market for different displays. Alright guys, so this is me from the future while I'm editing this video, but I was given some false information in this part, so I muted the audio. Pretty much when the company sent me the link for the monitor, they sent me one for the US. So when I clicked on the link, it directed me to the US page, and then said obviously to the UK it's going to be about £30 shipping. Now actually I found it on Amazon through the UK links, but currently on Amazon UK this monitor is going for £159.99, and it's shipped next day with Amazon Prime. Now they have got a voucher on here at the moment for £30 off, and it does say valid until Sunday the 25th, which is the day of hopefully uploading this video, or while stocks last. So hopefully if you guys are interested in this monitor, you'll be able to head over to Amazon, apply the £30 voucher, and then this monitor, including free shipping, will only be £129.99, which is absolutely insane for a 1440p 180Hz monitor. Anyway, back to the video. Now this is in fact an IPS display, so the colours should be a lot better than something like a TN panel. Now of course OLED seems to be the wave at the moment and everyone's switching to OLED. However, LED monitors can be quite pricey, so if you're looking to game at 1440p but you're on a budget and maybe you just want to try out 1440p to see if you even like the upgrade from 1080, then I think this is where this monitor comes in. Coming in at a very cheap price while still having very decent specs. That's what I think makes this a very good option. Now you can tilt the monitor up and down to suit your needs for the viewing angle, but the monitor doesn't actually slide up and down, or nor does it spin left and right. It's just a kind of a tilt feature on it. However, it is VESA mountable, and I will put on screen the sizings for that, because what you could just do is connect it to a desk stand or a wall mount, and then you could have it exactly how you want, and with a desk stand you'd be able to adjust it accordingly to how the arm adjusts itself. But now let's go ahead and plug it in and set it all up. Now the first thing I'll say is the colour accuracy is already a lot better than my TN panel. I do use a 540Hz 1080p monitor. However, there was one thing about that monitor is I really had to adjust a bunch of settings to get any colours looking vibrant or clean. But straight away I will say that the colours look really good on this monitor. You'll have to ignore the lights over here from my actual main light, but the colours are looking really good. So now let's dive in and see how you can adjust this monitor. So on the right hand side at the back you will feel a little button, and if you press that, that's how we can get to the settings. So straight away in display settings you can adjust all the standard settings like brightness, contrast, aspect ratio. There's different presets as well. It does warn you about power consumption as well as you change these settings. So that's what it was on at the start, it was on user. But if we scroll through, even movies, straight away you can see the brightness changing, and there's a few for FPS, reader. But overall, out of these presets, this looks the brightest and nicest to me, but it will lock the brightness and contrast settings. So what you need to do is set it to user, so then you can adjust it how you want. So how it works is you don't click, you just go across, and then that's how you can change it. So I went to the right and it was allowing me to change the brightness. So I would normally have the brightness quite high anyway, and then for the contrast you could change this however you wanted to. But straight away I'm actually really impressed with the colours on this. Like I said before, I really had to spend about an hour trying to get all the colours right on my TN panel. So straight away I can see that their colour accuracy and vibrancy is actually really good on this budget monitor. Now if you head over to gaming setup, we've got FreeSync and G-Sync, which you can turn on, and you've got overdrive, which will basically just make things even more responsive. And obviously it's on standard straight away. You can try out the different settings, but what I found is sometimes setting the overdrive too high can actually cause your screen to look weird or textures to look a bit different. I don't know how to explain it, but I've always just kept mine on like a medium. So for now we're going to keep it on standard. You've also got game assist, so you've got an FPS counter here, which probably won't show if we're not in a game. And you've got a crosshair here as well, and a timer. If we have a look at the advanced settings, we've got HDR, which is on auto at the moment. And then you've got your input here where you can switch to the HDMIs or DisplayPort. You've also got language in the system set, OSD setup, LED indicator, audio, USB upgrade, and then a reset, so in case you need to reset all the settings. But overall a pretty basic monitor settings, but everything seems easily accessible and easy to understand as well. Now there is a professional mode and it's sRGB, but I can say straight away that I did not like the way that's changed the colours. It's probably pretty hard to show on camera, but I'm going to keep it on native. And we're going to keep the sharpness on native as well. But that's pretty much it for the actual monitor settings. Now what I would normally do on every monitor that I get is I would come over to the NVIDIA control panel, or if you are on AMD, you'd be able to do this in the Adrenaline software. And I always like to come and put the digital vibrancy higher. So if we minimize this, that way we can see what's actually happening on the screen. But if I put this higher now, the screen's become a lot more vibrant. You can definitely see it there. If you put it too low or you put it to 0, it's going to be black and white pretty much. It's normally on 50%, but what I've been doing on my monitors is setting them anywhere between 70 and 80, and it really does make them look that much more vibrant. Now I have actually gone ahead and turned the light off in the room just to stop any glare from that bedroom light, but I'm trying to show you guys how good this monitor actually looks. All the colours are very vibrant, it seems very crisp, but overall the video looks really clear and everything's looking really good so far. But now guys, I think it's time we go and test this in some games. This will be our first time playing at 1440p. so I'll be able to give you my initial impression on what I think 1440p is like. Alright, so heading over to gaming, the clarity and the sharpness and even just the colours in general looked really amazing on all the games I tested. I made sure to set all settings to extreme, and that's exactly how we played Black Ops 6 at 1440p extreme with no upscaling, and we was nearly hitting that 180Hz refresh rate. But overall it looked amazing, and even in games like GTA 5, which are older titles, but we maxed out the setting with max RT. We had a bit of fun pushing the police in the water, but yeah, every game looked amazing, and overall for my first experience at playing at 1440p, it looked great. Of course you do need a decent PC to be playing at 1440p, especially if you're playing newer titles because they are more demanding. If you're unsure on whether 1440p is for you and you don't really want to go spend £300-400 or even more on an OLED monitor, then I think this is where this monitor really does shine. As I mentioned, with the voucher that's currently on Amazon, bringing it down to £129.99, that's an absolutely insane deal. Monitors nowadays are getting cheaper and cheaper, and I remember when I got my first monitor, which was an Asus 240Hz, and I believe it was a TN panel as well, that cost me around £400 in 2020. So when you put it into perspective and see that you can get 1440p monitors with high refresh rates for way under half that price, monitors are really becoming more accessible to everyone, allowing you to have more choice for what monitor you choose. But overall, I'm extremely happy with the experience of this monitor, and I would say I recommend it to people if they are looking for a budget 1440p monitor. But that is going to be it for the video today, guys. A huge thanks to KTC for sending me this monitor out. I'll leave all the links in the description in case you want to purchase this monitor. But with that, we're going to end the video there, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay safe, and I'll see you all soon.